Hi, welcome to the property show here on Buzzin Pattaya, and joining me on the show today, as always, is Martin Cox, Managing Director of Cornerstone. Good afternoon to you. Yes, well, we're nearly New Year. He's preempting it. It's Christmas. I know you got carried away, but New Year is coming up.
I do like New Year's Eve.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was very nice, thank you. A family affair, and but excellent.
And New Year's only a couple of days away. What's your plans?
Well, we are going to get away. We're going just to the foothills of Khao Yai.
Lovely.
18 of us, all camping.
Wow, check that out. All right, okay. Now, following on from the last property show where we talked about things that people need to do and to consider when they're trying to sell their property, what I want to do today is I want to talk about if I want to buy a property. Now, don't get excited. I'm only talking theoretically. I'm not going to buy one just yet. But all jokes aside, what I'd like to talk about is if I'm buying a property. So let's say I see a property for 3 million baht. Am I going to pay just 3 million baht or is there plus? As you know, it's a bit like going to a restaurant, isn't it? You see that and plus.
Yeah,
What pluses are we looking at?
Okay, so I suppose to make it easy and simplify it as much as we can, it all depends on the ownership of the property that you're looking to buy.
Okay.
We touched on before about what can foreigners buy and such, being a condominium, but we'll try and simplify it even more than that. So if a Thai is buying with a Thai, a foreigner to a foreigner, even a Thai a foreigner that's buying some foreign space in a condominium, that is exactly the same tax and transfer fee. So if it's going name to name, then it involves the land office.
And what about companies?
Okay, so a company, that would then, again, depending, sometimes it comes out of company into a name. So let's just say if it's a name to name, it involves the land office.
Okay.
If it's a company share or company directorship, then that involves a lawyer.
Okay, so basically then, if I've got this right, and correct me if I've got this wrong, it's either a Thai person or a foreigner.
Correct.
And that's one situation, and then that's the land office. And if it's a company, then that is involving shares and stuff like that.
So
all right, so I think the easiest thing to do is, firstly and foremost, if you are buying a house, firstly, get in touch with Martin and use their services, but just find out who owns the property. Is it a Thai or a foreigner, or is it a company? Because it's quite in-depth, quite complicated. And again, Martin will help you out with all that information and share his knowledge and advice with you. Now, the other thing I do know about, so I'm slightly cheating when I say plus. Talk to me a bit about transfer fees. How do the transfer fees work?
Okay, so tax and transfer fees. So these are all payable at the land office, and they're all payable based on the land office's property valuation. So again, this is name to name, Thai to Thai, foreign to foreign, or whatever like that. So it depends what the land office valuation is. We can give you a projected, figure, but realistically, we need to go to the land office with all the details to get it exact. But we can just quickly do some calculations. Roughly, tax and transfer fees are 6.3% of the land office's valuation.
That was pretty specific, not roughly. 6.3%, that's on the nail.
But it can get slightly cheaper, good news. It can be slightly higher, depending on how long the property has been owned. But again, that's a longer story.
Sure, and that's the valuation that the that the land office set, not what you buy it for.
Absolutely. So if the property is 5 million baht and the land office value is 3 million baht, then there is the opportunity to pay taxes and transfer fees on the land office value.
So that's a Billy bargain then?
Can be.
Excellent. Well, there you go. All right, so transfer fees, again, if you're unsure, please get in touch with Martin and his team here. They'll guide you through what the costs are involved, and if it is a lower value than what you're paying, then as Martin said, don't say a word because your quid's in. Now, talking about other fees. Now, if I buy a house and let's say it's in a village, am I right in thinking that there are maintenance fees, an annual maintenance fee for the year?
Yes, so I mean this could be applicable definitely for condominiums, 100% for condominiums. With villages, again, most of them have an annual maintenance fee. So again, it's just the experience of asking the questions to the seller. Okay, we're selling your property for a price. What does that include?
Sure.
Pattaya specific, normally if there's a transfer fee involved, they claim a 50-50 tax and transfer fee. So that's the land office fee cut in half. You pay half, I pay half as a seller. But let's say, for example, you've just paid your annual maintenance fees in January and you sell your property in February or March. it can occur that the seller says, okay, well look, I'm getting my price, but there's 10 months of paid maintenance fees here. Again, sometimes, it's a bit penny pinching or whatever, but, people sometimes have their own principles and like, okay, this is the price for the property. Please rebate me back the 9 months that I paid in advance. It can happen.
So in general, then we're speaking about, most villages, don't be surprised if there is a maintenance fee, and certainly with condominiums, there is always a fee. Is that correct?
Again, I don't want to sort of sound snobbish, but if it's a good village, then yeah, it should have a maintenance fee. Who pays the garbage collection, the security guards, the lighting, the pools, and everything? So
okay, well that's fair enough. I mean, obviously, if you are buying a house, then again, as Martin said, these are things you need to be aware of: the maintenance fee, the transfer fee, how the ownership is currently structured. You need to have that information to hand because it will affect the price. And one last thing that I'm aware of is I know you offer a fully comprehensive service, but you still need the requirements of a lawyer and legal services. Is that correct?
Depending on, again, the buyer. Some look at it that we've got a vested interest in the sale, so they would like somebody else to perform the due diligence of the property. And again, this can be, if it's a Thai company that you're going to be taking on, then you won't need the land office. So it's just transferring the directorship shares and the shares of the company. So that would be legal fees. But if it is going to the land office, again, some buyers prefer to have their own lawyer. We pass on all the paperwork to them. They check the property, make sure there's no debts, make sure that there's no outstanding bills at the condominium. The condominium completes these debt-free letters and obviously offers the full land office support, because that can take 2, 3 or 4 hours at the land office, and it's all dealt with in Thai. All the documentation is in Thai. So again, just having somebody to hold your hand. We can do it. We do offer that full service, but we do state, right, we're not a lawyer. However, we can read Thai, we speak Thai, we have contacts, and we've had a lot of experience. And but again, I understand that some people sort of say, well, it's in your interest to get it through. Are you going to forget a few things and not tell me about it? So then on that one there, a lawyer could cost as little as maybe 15 or 20,000 baht. Again,
and is that based on the value of the property? Like, so for instance, if I'm looking at, say, a 3 million baht house, is my lawyers and admin fee more expensive than if it was a 10 million baht house?
I'm sure most lawyers would like to base it that way, but no, it should just be based on a set fee. How much are they doing? Are they doing the due diligence and the land office support? Are they just doing the due diligence of a company and then company directorship? So it's all in-house. They've got no transport. They're not going to a land office and doing all this kind of stuff.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. A very comprehensive answer from Martin. As always, Martin and his team here have got a lot of years of experience. So if you are considering buying a property, number one, check out their website. You've got a huge array of properties available, both condominiums as well as houses, etc., etc. So please check out their website. The link is down below. But more importantly, if you are going to buy a house, Martin and his team, you're in safe hands. They know what to expect. They've done this many, many times. So, you're not going to get any skeletons jumping out of a cupboard here saying to you, oh, you need to do this. You think, oh, wow, I never realised that. So, again, Martin, thank you very much for what is a comprehensive answer.
Hope it helps.
All right, well, there you go, guys. That's it from us here on the Buzzin Property Show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to let this man go because he's getting ready for New Year. When we started the show, he thought it already happened. That's how excited he is. But no, in all seriousness enough, thank you very much for watching. Please, any comments, everything, get in touch below. But please remember, it is New Year, so Martin will not be answering straight away. But certainly when he returns back to work, mine will be straight on the 2nd. Yeah. Oh,